today. Hey everyone. Let's pin a comment to start the show. Live today with the president. Let's do this. How is everyone? Hi guys. I'm just writing a comment to pin. Bear with me. How is everyone? I hope you're having a lovely, lovely snowy day. Where I'm actually at in the country at the moment, the hills around me are covered in snow. It's fabulous. Right. Now, how do I pin and do the invite? Bear with me. Hey everyone. Now, have I put that in right? Let me check. Now, how is everyone doing? Are you all okay? I'm so excited to be going live today with Dimitra, who is the president of Indeed Labs. She is super inspirational. We got dinner at the end of November, which was extraordinary. And I cannot wait to chat about all the amazing things that Indeed do, because I've got all their products here to chat about. Do I sound croaky? I sound like I've got the voice of a sea witch today. Please forgive me. Let's have a look. Have I done this right? There we go. Got it right. Yay! Live with Dimitra, and then let's put, oh, absolutely not that emoji. Girl, I'm blind as a bat, I can barely see. That's why I've got the glasses on today. I'm doing my science glasses, well, inspired science glasses. There we go. Now let me pin this here and see if we can do the invite. Has it worked? How is everyone? Are you all doing okay? Pin, perfect. So yes, today we're talking about all things skincare. I am one of the super fans of Indeed Labs, which many of you may have remembered back in the early days of my YouTube, now probably 11 years ago, when Nano Blur reached the UK. It was probably like 2012, 2011. I think about 2012. So what is that, 12 years ago? Jesus Christ, I've been doing this a long while. But it's been so exciting for me to meet the founder and president of Indeed and to learn more about the brand and where it's going. And we're going to be joining live in a momentum. So let me try and get this all together, because she is not quite with the new tech buttons. But we're going to try. All right. Let's have a look. Indeed Labs. Here we go. And this will be on YouTube. So let's see if I've done this right. We have just invited Indeed to join us in our live today. Do we like the colourful ensemble? I'm doing this from my dressing room area because I thought it might give a little bit of personality, as if we need more of that. Okay. I've got my lights on yellow today. My teeth look yellow. That's not good. Can we put them on blue? Oh, girl, it's fine. All right, let's see if this works. I'll add Indeed and see if we can join. So I believe that Dimitra is coming all the way from Canada time zone today, which is 1:30 to 5 hours different or so, which will be very good for both of our audiences, I guess, because there's people that are finishing work here and then on their lunch in Canada. That'd be awesome. Let's see if we've got this correct. Oh, Indeed Labs is unable to join. Let's try again. Maybe they can pop in and invite me. Let's have a look. Oh, goodness. Are we going to have some technical difficulty today? I hope we're not. Let me try. There we go. See if that one works. We'll have a look. Yeah, I came kind of like skin orientated today, so we don't have the full beat on. But I'm so excited about all the products, because since I was a very, very, very early YouTube creator, Indeed was one of the labs, it was one of the product lines that really inspired me to get into formulating products, because they were so different and they were almost transparent in the way that they presented their range, how they discussed ingredients, the colourful packaging, the titles. They brought new genres of products out, which I thought was absolutely amazing. But let me tell you, this voice, I don't know what's going on with the voice today, but I do sound like a sea witch. It's very strange. I get like so hoarse. I think it's because we're snowing in the UK. So everything looks like it's been covered in ice and sugar where I live at the moment. It's quite glorious. Let's see if this is going to work. Okay. Let's invite. There we go. Invited. See if that works. Oh, it says I'm unable to join. Maybe they're 5 minutes behind. Let's have a look. Well, I don't mind chatting. How has everyone been doing in this cold, wintry day? I have loved it. It was very nice to see all the snow settle, because where I live like right next to the sea, but in the countryside village attached to it. So because of the salt in the air, it never settles. But today it was cold enough to settle. So I loved it. It was gorgeous to watch it out my window. And see the big like park in the downs I live next to. Yeah. We'll see if we can get Indeed on new. So let me have a look. I've got no request to join yet, but maybe they're just running 3 minutes behind. That could be what's going on. So let's try again, see if they do it. All right, so I'm very excited today about this because it's going to be quite interesting to talk about the full story because I got the incredible chance to go for dinner with Dimitra and we were just discussing like how the beginning of the company came to be and all the projects she's working on. And I thought for you guys, it's going to be super exciting to see someone that's had this incredible brand grow and grow and grow and grow. So let's see what's going on. And let me just check that I've done this correctly. I think I have. I don't think it's me that's done something wrong today. You never know with me. Let's see, do we have any of the requests? So I'm really excited, particularly about the story of one of my favorite cult products ever, which is Nano Blur. If you guys have ever used Nano Blur, you know what I'm talking about. So, okay, they're just on their way, I believe. They just saw the message, so let's go live. Yay! So how are you all doing anyway? I'm so excited about, oh, it says, okay, let's try this one more time. Hey guys, let me just try and sort out this invite because sometimes on these new apps they do not go through correctly, but just bear with moi. There you go. See if that worked. Indeed Labs are having some issues there coming. Oh, great. Okay. No worries at all. We can just chat away in the meantime. But yes, are you all doing okay, guys? I'm so used to recording everything in advance. If I make any slip-ups, I can reverse and rewind it and take them out. But today, we're getting used to the age of the live stream, I think, and it should be working. So let me just wait a moment. You know, what do we think about filming in my dressing area place? Because I've got all my fabulous coats here. A couple of them, anyway. Hello, Rich. Oh God, they're trying to get me to go to the drag con in London. We'll have to see. I'm in two minds. I'm a bit of a hermit. Um, we will see. I've been invited, but we will see. But yes, today is going to be focused on the incredible Indeed Labs brand, which is so phenomenal. I see. Let's try. I think it might be working. Yay! Right, let's do the request. See if it's working. Here we go. Now, I've hit accept. Accept. Here we go.
Hi.
Hello.
Finally, we had it backwards. I apologize. My team told me that I was to wait for your invite, and so I was sitting there waiting, and accepted some invites from some random people, which I'd have been happy to speak to. But today I'm scheduled to speak with you. Next time we'll speak to others. Hello
Yeah.
there, my friend. How are
Hello.
you?
Oh, I'm so well. How are you? How was your holidays?
It was good, busy. I'm in Miami
Oh,
and I
oh.
had family down here and it was really nice. Yeah, it's good. It's just what I cannot believe how much time has lapsed since the last time I saw you. I
I
feel like it was like a
know.
minute ago.
I know.
I mean,
It was the end of November, and it was such a bizarre. Like 2 days after that, my mum had a horrible accident and broke her foot. So I've
oh
been
my
looking
God.
after her since. Yeah, it just feels like one big long day since literally I saw you at that wonderful restaurant.
Right. Yeah. Oh my gosh. You know what I forgot to do is put myself on silent mode. Can I just get my here?
Of course, go ahead.
Okay.
So I'll do a little intro for you while you're doing that. So the incredible Dimitra is the president of Indeed Labs, which, as you guys know, is one of my favorite brands. Has been part of my journey when I first started to post online. And my goodness, when we met and we discussed the incredible growth, because when did Indeed Labs start?
Oh my gosh, it's like 15 years ago now. We're going back. Yeah, yeah. And it's hard to believe because people still think we're a fairly new brand because over the course of the last few years, consumers have found different products within our range and not sort of the traditional favorites like Nano Blur,
Mm-hmm.
the brand has evolved quite a bit. And so we have other fan favorites. I know. We're going to discuss Nano Blur in a minute. But so, yeah, so a lot of people think the brand is fairly new. We've had recent new expansion. I launched another new brand last year called Fin Skin. For those of you who don't know the brand, you may not know it because it wasn't available in the UK for the first part of the year. But that's an acne system. So we've done a whole lot since we launched years ago.
Oh my God. And when I remember literally when this came out in the YouTube sphere, 2011 and 12, and as I was telling you when we've actually met, and I just couldn't believe this product because I was so excited about it because it was a new genre of beauty product. It wasn't like a cosmetic in the sense it had color in it. It wasn't like well, it was a skincare genius thing, but it was an optical diffuser, and everyone was like trying to work out what to do with it. And me being my weird little apothecary style of makeup, I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna mix it with this, try this. I just remember the hype around it. It was phenomenal.
Thank you. You know what? What's funny is that you inspired me after the last time that you and I met to do a video to showcase how you can actually. It's a very technical product that I do agree with, but you inspired me to actually teach consumers how to blend it with their foundation and use it as a mixed product, and that way they can still get the results but not have to worry about the layering. So I actually did a tutorial on that recently.
Oh my God. Well, I'm happy to have inspired
Thank
you.
you.
You always inspired me. But
Thank
how
you.
does it work? So to people that don't know what nanoglow is, so I'll pop some on my hand now. How does this amazing product work that started all these other incredible
Yeah,
products?
it really is a very simple type of formula when you explain it. It's basically a formula that doesn't soak, it doesn't penetrate the skin. So it actually sits on the surface of your skin and it creates like an optical illusion. It reflects the light away from your face. So it once it dries, it minimizes the enlarged pores or shine or wrinkles. And so it's actually really, really great. I wish, actually, I might have some to do a little demo here. Can you, here, give me a sec.
Yeah,
Hold on a second.
I
Yeah, I'm
shall.
gonna
It was just, it's
yeah,
such a unique product. You can probably see the difference between my hands because the lighting I'm under, one that's
yeah.
glowing, one does not.
So it really just works to just give you that airbrushed filter in real life. So when we launched in this industry, high definition, actually, if you could think back 15 years ago, social media definitely wasn't even what it is today.
No.
It practically didn't even exist, and it certainly didn't exist from as a marketing tool in this world. But on television, you would see every little thing, and because of high definition. So we decided to come up with a product that can actually give you that instant like appearance of a smoothed out what we call filter today. And I believe we actually even called it a filter back then. So you
Yes.
see how like there's just a different, like it just mattifies everything, and it really is nothing but uh a very simple formula that actually just sits on the surface of your skin. So it's the only product in our entire range that is not a treatment based product. It's cosmetic. And we launched with that because when we were launching in the industry, we wanted to catch the attention of consumers. And we knew it would be a very difficult task given the fact that for many, many, many years, the industry, if you can think back 15 years ago, the industry was dominated by heritage brands. And these brands really were what consumers felt very comfortable purchasing. They had a lot of trust in the bigger brands in the market. So how does a brand that's unknown come into the industry, stand out on the shelf, and speak to a consumer? Consumers didn't have that same level of trust back then in independent brands as they do today. So we wanted to come right out of the gate with something very, very strong. And that's why we launched with NanoBlur, because it's a formula that really works. And so in our marketing, it was very eye-catching. It was very captivating. You would immediately see results. And then when you use the product, you would realize that it wasn't gimmick, it was real. And these were real results.
Absolutely. And I think it kind of shocked people as well because no one could quite work out where to fit it within their routine. And that's the thing that kind of worked. That it fascinated me because it was like, this is pushing things forward. This isn't because there was the three-step clinique thing that was marketed heavily. People thought everyone needed to cleanse, tone, moisturize. They couldn't work out outside of those boundaries. And I
Mhm.
think with Indeed, it's always been a brand that I've saw as pushing the boundaries, creating new ideas with things. I mean, I've got two very different aesthetics. Obviously, sometimes I look very feminine with a lot of heavy makeup. Other times I want to use something that's almost genderless, and that's something that I think was almost groundbreaking back at that time without even advertising as being
Right.
groundbreaking. I mean, like a guy could wear it, anyone in between could wear it. It's just fantastic. I
Well,
remember
that's
when
the
I,
whole point of the product. That's the beauty of it. And see, these look this way. I don't always have a full face of makeup and eyelashes on. I want to just go about my day and I want easy, I want convenient, but I want to look, you know, a little bit finished. And so
yeah,
that's what the product, I don't even know how to put it another way. That's what the product gives you. It just gives you that, you know, that instant filtered sort of look. I can't even explain it, but when I say filter, I guess what people know what I'm talking about. And it's very simple. It's not, it sounds very technical, but it can be very simple. So it's been, thank you. Someone just said Nano Blur has been a game changer. Thank you. You know, and it's a game changer for many. And so because of the actual results in it, it's never been duplicated. It created a whole category. It was the very first blurring cream on the market. It's been used in Hollywood forever since it launched. It's used on the set of on the red carpets. It's used on movie sets, on production sets. It's, you know, pretty much taught in cosmetic schools all over the world, makeup artists. I mean, I've yet to really find a makeup artist that doesn't know what nano blur is. And so that's always been sort of our connection to our early successes. And then we've evolved that nano blur, we call it a franchise, with our nano bronze, our bronzing drops, and more to come. Yeah. And so, yeah, we were known for that level of innovation and really being first to market with this type of innovation.
so when we met, I was so fascinated to hear about your story because you come from a very different background to beauty, but you come with that mindset where you know what's missing. So tell me a little bit about how you started because I know everyone would want
Oh,
to
okay.
know.
Great, thank you. Yeah. So, you know, what I wanted to start off by saying is sometimes where you think your path is going, where you think the road is taking you, and where you end up are two different places. But you know, and not entirely different, right? I mean, you know, and what I mean by that, I'm just moving my camera down a little bit. When I started off in my early career, I always knew I was going to be running the show one day. I don't even want to use the word entrepreneur. It's so loaded sometimes, that word, but let's just say I always knew I'd be my own boss. I had the luxury as a very young professional coming right out of school in my early career to be mentored by incredible women in business. I started off in the world of finance, as I mentioned to you, and I wanted to be a stockbroker. I actually got my broker's license at one point. And I worked for somebody right before I went into university, and she was this powerhouse. She worked on the bond trading desk. I looked up to her. I thought, wow, that's incredible that this woman in a very male dominated world is really holding her own. And I admired that. And then when I graduated from university, I was in luxury goods. I ran corporate sales for Tiffany Company Canada for 9 years. I had some great mentors there, also female bosses. And I always looked up to these women in business. And I really opened my mind to learn a lot. My background is finance, so I always had financial literacy. I always knew that from a financial perspective, to be, you know, a good business leader, you really need to understand numbers. And so that part of that, the, you know, the business world didn't scare me. I knew that I understood financial statements. The creative side, I never had the confidence in. So, but I always knew I was going to run my show. I always knew that. I just didn't know it was going to be in skincare, right? And sometimes things happen in your life. And when I look back now, I realized that those events and those sequence of events at that time are undeniable, that this was the path that I was supposed to be on. For example, I thought I went back to school. I was consulting for small to medium sized businesses. I thought that I was going to end up in the world of fashion. At one point, I went back and I wanted to do fashion design. I did an HR specialist because I knew that running your own business, you also have to really understand people and the needs of people and
Right.
drawing out the best in people. I've always loved learning, so I'm not afraid of being in school. You don't have to be, but that's just the foundation that I found. So I had a really good, solid foundation from an education perspective. And I, you know, I had the luxury of being able to do that. But as a young mom, I always thought I was going to be I always envisioned myself as being an entrepreneur, as being my own boss and being successful at something. Never did I expect it to be in the skincare world. But then when I think about it, right? At the time I was approached about, you know, this idea to launch a skincare brand because there was a white space, there was an opportunity in the market. And what's serendipitous about it is at the very same time I had a need. And
Hmm.
so it was the fact that I was able to emotionally connect to this story that this person was saying. This person was saying, we should launch a skincare brand. And I was going, what do you know about skincare? No, why? But at the same time, that very, very same time, I had just gone to the dermatologist. I had some issues with my skin. The dermatologist prescribed me something called hydroquinone,
Hmm.
which is like a bleaching agent, and I
Yeah.
didn't want to use it. I was a young mother. I was too afraid to use this product. I had gone to the drugstore to find products that worked, and nobody could tell me what ingredients were in the products. I couldn't buy products that worked where I bought my
Right.
children's diapers. So when this person came to me and said we should start a skincare brand, I was like, well, actually, no. But here I have these needs. So if you know how to mix something for me, can you bring it to me? That was kind of my first reaction. And eventually we launched. And we just thought, let's, at some point you got to go, all right, like we're going to just take a chance here. And
Yes.
recently I spoke to somebody about the way we run my business. And, every single time I launch a product, a new market, a marketing ad campaign, I feel like that same person that's launched my business years
Mm.
ago. I feel the same, very same. You're always taking a chance as an entrepreneur. You're always learning the needs of consumers. You're always having to pivot. You're always reinvesting in your brand. You're growing your brand. And so it doesn't go away. That feeling sometimes of taking those risks, that doesn't go away as a brand owner. But um, I guess the point I'm trying to make is sometimes we got to give ourselves a chance, because even though you see yourself going down one path, it may look different. But at the end of the day, what's the point? I always knew I was going to be running my own show.
Hmm.
And here I am, right? So
Yes.
it's okay to have goals. It's okay to manifest. Sometimes they don't always look the same way that you expected them. I thought it was going to be fashion. Turns out it was skincare, but I was always a skincare enthusiast. I always took good care of my skin, and I instinctively knew how to do that at a young age. So I knew a lot about skincare anyway.
Yes, I remember when we were chatting, and even when it came down to the placement within a store and the way that you package things made it maximize on the shelf, or the colors of individual products are different from which product is what. I love the name, and I've got to ask, Snoxtin. So Snoxtin's become this like insane
Yeah.
classic. I got my mum onto this 10 years ago, and every time that there's the boots 2 for 1, she goes in there and buys them in mass because it's such an incredible product. It's like a muscle relaxing, amazing skincare renovation thing, magic. But the name is just genius because it
Yeah.
almost like it gives you that kind of like toxin, snoxin thing. So
Yeah.
can we talk a little bit about this one?
Well, like to be honest with you, the naming hasn't always come that easy to the brand, right? Because it sounds like toxin.
Yes.
But really, the reason that we called that product Snoxin was because there is a ingredient in there which is called XEP18, and that is a biomimetic peptide. So it
Hmm.
mimics snail venom toxin, which means that it's supposed to freeze your muscles. It does topically what a Botox does. It's
Hmm.
just not injected, right? And so that's why we called it Snoxin, because of this snail venom toxin. It also has peptides in there, right? So this biomimetic peptide, sorry, I mentioned it has peptides in there. The biomimetic peptides are strings of amino acids that help to build the building blocks of your skin. They help to build collagen and elastin. It's such a power packed formula. It's all that entire formula is basically sort of next generation peptides, which we know are so, so important to your overall maintenance of your skin, right? And if you start early, you're 10 years, 20 years in advance, you're going to see that you're not going to have the same level of aging that you would if you didn't use these products. You do need to give your skin those little boosters to help them out, and peptides is that. But back to the name, it wasn't easy to get consumers. Here we are, a new brand, and the word indeed means in truth or in fact. So we're saying to people, no, you can trust us. We're all about real skin, real people, real results. You can trust our brand. And then we're launching with products that are fun and playful and colorful. We launched with Nano Blur. That was okay. And now we're giving you this other product and it sounds like it's toxic. So it wasn't always easy building that trust, right?
Mhm.
And that isn't that all about branding? Branding is all building that trust with your consumer.
Absolutely. And I remember even when you started with the face images were not retouched, which was not that was not common back
No,
in the day. There was always
no.
the fake eyelashes stuck onto the mascara
Yeah,
adverts. There was the blurred out skin. And I think that the thing about the brand that I've always been like amazed by is because that transparency does build that trust. Because when you break down the words and you look into exactly what's in these products, they're like the same that you spend 250 quid on under a big label brand, aren't they? So it's
yeah,
like all those heritage brands that charge so much for the same quality, but I remember the one that changed my skin was the hyaluron because I was
right.
notoriously a dry skin person, and none of the hyaluronic acid like based products at that time could penetrate very well. And this one was like amazing. There's so many products, including you've got the amazing new lip balm now, which is one of my favorite products ever. This is what I've got on today, if anyone's wondering. But this one, I remember when I first saw the images and the skin just looked like alive again.
Yeah. Yeah, so our hyaluronic acid range, hyaluronic acid is one of the ingredients that I would say was sort of the first outside of, what consumers kind of knew about skincare. That was the first ingredient that really trended and resonated with the consumer in the sense that they started to learn about ingredients. I would
Hmm.
say hyaluronic acid was like right up there as one of those first ingredients. But again, when we first launched in this business, we were going to put the name of ingredients on our packaging. That's why we called it hydroluron.
Yeah.
That was again one of the points of difference that when we created this business model, we said we're going to be fun and playful, but we're going to be scientific and very knowledgeable. We're going to bring products to market with the highest level of the active. So we're not just giving you a product that's got a marketing story. And I don't know a lot of people, if a lot of people really understand the way the business works, and I can explain that in a minute. But basically, as it relates to hyaluronic acid, there's another product, or sorry, another ingredient that you're trying to build confidence with, and you're saying to people, it's an acid.
Hmm.
And people are like, what? I'm
Hmm.
going to put acid on my face? No, I can't do that. But so hyaluronic acid, the beauty of it is it's actually a very hydrating, nourishing, moisturizing ingredient, and that's sort of the point of it, right? And we had to really educate consumers around that.
Yes, and it doesn't take away from makeup, which some of those early hyaluronic acid products did, because it was almost like they did the opposite. They pulled the water from the areas you needed it in instead of just making your skin look
Yeah,
fabulous. It was very fabulous. I
thank you.
remember it, and then you brought out the jelly, which is always
Right.
super
And sorry,
cool.
what I was going to say about that is, so the reason it's a lightweight serum, but it's a pure form of red marine algae, and the entire bottle is all hyaluronic acid. There's no fillers in there. It's
Hmm.
just a very, very easy to understand formula with the ingredient that's right in there, and that's why you're finding it very lightweight, and that was sort of the point of it. But at the time, we launched the serum and the jelly because they're two very different applications. Our
Hmm.
bodies produce hyaluronic acid, and as we get older, our body's ability to produce hyaluronic acid naturally depletes. That's why babies look so plump and their faces look so juicy and shiny, and that's hyaluronic acid. And so putting it back into your body is very important. A lightweight or a lower molecule, which is what that hydroluron serum is, will
Hmm.
penetrate further underneath the surface of your skin. The jelly, on the other hand, is that sort of jelly texture. It's a bigger molecule and it sits on the surface of your skin.
Right.
Both of them attract moisture. One of them attracts moisture from the air. The other one, because it lower penetrates, brings the moisture up to your skin from your body. So it draws hydration and moisture from your body. So the two of them working together are like the dream
Yes.
team. And that's why we launched them together. One of them penetrates the surface of your skin. The other one sits on the surface of your skin. And they give you two very different looks. You'll see a very dewy, glowy, surfacey, glass donut glazed skin with the jelly, right?
Yes.
But
Yes.
the serum, when I use the serum, I feel like it almost, I feel like I actually use filler, like it almost plumps you from inside
Pumpy.
out. It feels like a splash of water on your face that's just seeped in and giving you that glow that happens when you actually give yourself moisture and hydration.
Absolutely, and it can always be like a litmus test to what you actually need in your skincare. Like sometimes if you try one and you see that it's not working as well as the other, you can work out if it's you're not drinking enough or it's a skincare issue and things. So
Right.
I've always been impressed by all this stuff. But I when I first tried the retinol, so the retinol reface, this is like a big boy retinol. It's not like a starter retinol. It really is a resurfacing hyped retinol, which is hard to get still because I know in the Europe legislation stuff at the moment, they're actually changing what retinols can be on the market and so forth and so. But this one does the job,
It
and
does.
it's
And
it's
so when we launched in the industry again, we wanted to, so retinol, that's another tough ingredient, and not because it sounded scary, but because people reported it as scary, right? Oh, I
yeah.
use retinol, it burns my skin, it gives me a lot of irritation. So we formulated that product with ingredients in there that have like a time release retinol. There's a retinol like peptide in there, so it's a really power packed formula, which will give you results, but it's not going to aggravate you, because again, we are a mass market brand, right? So we want to appeal to
Hmm.
consumers everywhere. We don't want to scare people, but the value in that product as a accessible product and a results oriented product for the price point is pretty incredible. And in fact, actually, there was a time that that was one of the number one selling retinols in the UK. We
Yes.
just couldn't keep it in stock at all. And obviously, of course, the market catches up, but it still is a mainstay, a favorite of consumers, because especially when consumers feel like they get irritated by really aggressive retinols,
Hmm.
they want to go to something that's slow and
Yeah.
steady. It's going to give you the results. You could use it every day and not worry about the irritation. The biggest example I use for that is we have our own lab. We have chemists on staff, one chemist that has been with us right from the beginning, Dr. Adele. We can formulate anything. At my age, I could use any product. I can say to Dr. Adele, give me the most aggressive formula that you can give me, and I'll use that. But I swear, the one retinol that I use every single day is that
Hmm.
retinol. I don't go any more aggressive because I really don't believe in the fast results. I believe the slow and steady over extended periods of time is definitely the best way to go. I don't believe in oversensitizing your skin and breaking down your skin's barrier. I don't believe in that.
Absolutely, and I think that it must be so hard as the person that is running the show to select what products do we actually need next, because there are so many. It's almost like you have a toolkit for all different
Yeah.
skin needs. So if someone was
Yeah.
looking at those pigmentation issues that hydroquinone would have solved, but they wanted to get it from a much more healthier and better way of doing
Mhm.
it, or if someone was dealing with acne with your new range, or if people were using things like they actually wanted to have something like a bronze. So how did you like choose to launch with a bronze? Because this one is amazing. Like I can't deal with any fake tan from here up because I get terrible eczema
Mhm.
here. Any kind of tan will stick to any dry skin like nothing else. I look like a tortoise shell tabby cat color thing. So how did you
You're being
decide to
so
go with
hard
a
on
bronze?
yourself. You're
I know.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
I'm
Okay.
critical.
With or without, yes, I know.
Thank you.
First of all, I just want to say to everyone that's listening here, I loved your energy and your soul. Like when you and I had our dinner together, we really connected because you are so incredibly talented and one of the most
Oh.
talented yet humble people I have ever met in the industry.
Oh my God, thank you.
The
Thank
talent is
you.
ridiculous. So let's just not even talk about me for a second. I'm going to flip it right back on you and say you are incredible, my friend. We're so
Oh,
hard on ourselves. We really are. You're
and
always
you
look
did
at
give
your
me
skin.
encouragement.
Look at your
Thank
skin.
you.
You're beautiful. Um, okay, so how did I create? Well, and first of all products. I have a crystal ball. No, I don't have a crystal ball. I spend a lot of. First of all, I am a consumer, and I have the same concerns as everybody else. We are very much a problem solution brand. So if I feel that there's a space in the market, then I will bring a product to market. If I feel like something already exists in the market, I don't, I feel like their consumption is the biggest issue in our world. And over, I think just the amount of choice that people have today is confusing. So the
Yeah.
last thing I want to do is bring out another hyaluronic acid. If I can't bring out a product with a point of difference, so we build products on so many different variables. Thank you. Someone just said they love the bronzing drops. We build products around different variables. Either we find an ingredient and we say, this is new, this is exciting, the science around it is incredible, we're going to build a product around it. Or we find a need in the market and go, okay, this exists, but I have to do it better because it's not
Mm-hmm.
working. Nano Bronze is one of those products that came out of my need. I have a funny story, but I think we only have 45 minutes to an hour here, so I'm not going to bore you with the story. But
Oh, no,
basically,
please do, please do.
I needed a little lift. I needed something instant, and I wanted some color. I typically don't like to use self tanners because
Hmm.
I don't know, I cannot control the outcome when it processes. And I had a really bad experience with something that had processed. I hadn't blended it properly, and I had little drip marks all the way down my skin on my legs. And then when I went to find a bronzer to counteract that, I couldn't find something that was suitable for my
Hmm.
skin type. I would put bronzers on and they were orangey, they had a lot of sparkle in them, and I thought, well, if it's not working on my fair skin, how is this going to work on
Hmm.
anybody? This is so not right. And then I also thought, well, like if I don't have time to do this bronzing, this extra step, and my skincare routine, I want it all together. So
Yes.
that's what I did. I came back, I called my team, I said, hey guys, we're formulating a product that is color cosmetic, different than what you guys are used to. But it's going to have actives in there. And then I started reading at the time. And so this is a kind of one of those. Thank you. Someone just commented on my makeup. Thank you. So that it was one of those times where so again, I wanted something. I saw that there was like a need in the market for something different, and it was one of those times where we were really going to take a chance. Like I didn't know how it would work with consumers. It took a long time to get the product into the market, but it turned out to be a really good thing. And what I was saying is that I had started doing a lot of reading on blue light, and so
Hmm.
we at the time were spending so much time in front of our computers. We still do, right?
Yes.
And I didn't know, is this going to be a problem in the future? Are there enough studies that have proven that these, what we call blue light, these blue light rays are going to be a problem?
Hmm.
I mean, there was a time where women were smoking while they were pregnant. There was a time when I was growing up where we would bake ourselves in baby oil and go into the sun, didn't know the harmful effects of UVA and UVB rays. And so I thought, you know what? If blue light's going to be a problem one day, let's just put blue light protection in there just in case. And so we've got some powerful antioxidants in there. It's got hyaluronic acid because, like I said earlier, I don't want to miss that step of that hydration and moisture.
Right.
And then it's got there's also an active in there that's kind of over time going to give you a little bit of change in color
It
as well. And
doesn't
so yeah,
smell.
like it was a hit right when it came out, right out of the gate.
Yeah.
And also it was called a drugstore dupe. And at the beginning, I was kind of offended by that, right? Because I was like, it's not a dupe. It's like so different than everything else. But so what? The word dupe does not have a negative connotation. The word dupe just means that you're getting a product with really good value at a different price point. And so I got over that. I was like, yeah, you guys are right. Like once I really realized what people were defining as dupe, then I was like, yes, in that case, it is a dupe. It's a drugstore dupe.
It doesn't have that nasty, funny digestive biscuit smell either. It's like a
No,
magical
exactly.
potion.
Yeah. Mm.
So one thing that I was going to ask you about, which is slightly outside of Indeed, but there is another product I want to talk about, which is the amazing cleansing balm, which you recommended, and I've been using it non-stop since. But when you were talking about being a woman in the industry and supporting younger minority people, like you encouraged me when we were talking about some of the products that I've been working on, and you said just go out there and do it, and I have. I'll chat to you maybe by email after, but you've also built this incredible creative space that launched at the end of the lockdown, and I was wondering if you talk a little bit about that because that was such an amazing thing to
Thank you.
hear.
Yeah. Well, so we are a team of content creators, just in the nature of this business. We have to constantly be connecting with consumers. And how do you do that? When we launched in the industry, we were, again, taking real people. We didn't want airbrush models, celebrity endorsements. We were taking real people. We were taking pictures of them. But we were putting, where were people seeing that advertising? Well, they were seeing it on billboards. They were seeing it in print magazines. this world of social media really opened up opportunities for us. And as it did, and as social media evolved for us, in terms of connecting with consumers, we became content creators ourselves. And so I would see my team of people needing the space to create their own content. But as a brand owner and connecting with other creators in the industry and other industry, people like personalities, I realized that there was a need for collaboration. There was a need for people to be able to come together and actually really stretch themselves out of their own creative comfort zone and work with other creators as well. And so prior to COVID, I had this vision to create a content center. And I was telling people, so I started the construction on this place. And it's a place of celebration. It's a place of collaboration. It's a place of communication and a safe place for people to come in and just be themselves and really stretch, like I said, stretch themselves out of their own creative comfort zone and work with others. I was trying to explain it to people, and people didn't understand what content creation was back then. And then we
Mm.
went into lockdown, and I was in the middle of this construction, and everybody became a content creator on their own phones. And of course, TikTok took off then. And that's when people said, oh, okay, I get it. And so it's become a really great place for us. It's given the brand obviously great exposure. We've had community come in, so we've hosted many events. But one of the things that I love most about our content center, which is fully equipped by the way, with all of the lighting and the equipment that content creators might need. We even have like a kitchen in there. So if you're a chef, you could work on, there's so many different applications for it. But one of my favorite applications for it is that we invite community to come in. So we invite other brand owners, like small business owners that can't afford to have their own retail space, and they come in and they do pop-ups with us. And so
Mhm.
that's been a really great way for me to give back to the community as well.
Oh my God, I really want to
Yeah,
visit. I need to come.
we want you to visit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a plan. I'm gonna make a plan. But so let's talk about the watermelon melting balm because you told me when we were at dinner that I would absolutely adore it, and you were so right. It's a magical cleanser. It's phenomenal for any makeup wearer out there. But even if you just wanted to do a double cleanse, this one will get everything off. So how did you come up with this one?
Yeah, so you know what? Again, one of those products where bombs started to really become more sort of an acceptable way to wash off your
Mm,
makeup. And in fact, actually, as a young girl, the reason I started to take care of my skin was because I like to play around with makeup. And then, you put it on, but like, how does it come off? Your makeup doesn't come off easily when you wear a lot of makeup. And
no.
so you can't wash your face with a bar of soap. I don't care what anyone says, it's going to dry out your skin. And even as a young girl, so in my quest to find a way to wash off my makeup, I also then, discovered skincare. But fast forward, though, the way that we, took off our makeup back then really changed, and bombs became a thing. So eventually people were using cleansing balms. I love the idea of those oils, those natural oils that don't strip your skin but break down, your makeup and
Mm,
wash it off properly. But I didn't like that everything was in a tub. So
no.
that's the point of difference. We brought it to market in a tube because I didn't want to have to put my hand in a tub to, get to my product.
Yeah.
And so that was a no-brainer for me. I was like, there's no bombs in the market that come in a tube. And the formula is just beautiful. Isn't it great?
Oh, it's so good. And I love that the nourishing sativa oil within it.
Yeah,
It's just amazing. And
yeah,
you're so right, because I used to remember when you used to get when Clinique launched their cleansing balm, and I used to dive into it with all my fingernails, and it was just like a
a
mess. It
mess.
didn't feel hygienic. It didn't feel clean. You'd
Yeah.
always get residual makeup in the tub unless you were using one of those cosmetic spoon things. That is a genius move.
Thank you. And the other thing about that is a lot of people get clogged pores from the oils that sit on the surface of your skin after
Right.
with some of these cleansing balms that are actually really very like they're too intense, right?
Mhm.
And so we put an ingredient in there. So if you suffer from acne, it's got an antibacterial, antifungal active in there. So you're not going to break out with that product. It's just beautiful. It washes off your makeup. It leaves your skin feeling silky, soft, and smooth. You almost feel the effects of the oil without clogging your pores. You don't feel like some of that really heavy oil sediment I don't know if I taught you how to use it properly, but when you use it, you have to warm it up in your hands,
Yeah,
then put it on, and then activate it with water.
yeah.
So that's when it breaks it down, and then you wipe it off. You can double cleanse, but honestly, if you do it properly, I don't even, do you need to double cleanse with it? I never have to double cleanse with it.
If I've got the heavy makeup, sometimes I've got to do double and
Double.
triple cleanses because the eyeliners
Yeah.
I put on are like tattooed.
Right. Yeah. Okay. But if you're not doing the heavy, like
No,
for me today, I wouldn't
it would
have to
be
double
fine in a
cleanse with it.
day. No,
Yeah.
no, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing. You can use it with like a dermabrasion cloth or just your fingers,
Exactly.
couldn't you? It's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, I
Yeah.
know I've
So,
only got you for a little while longer because you're super busy and you're doing a million things, but what is
uh,
next for Indie Labs?
next, we have some really great innovation that's going to be launching very soon. Again, one of the products in particular, it's very revolutionary. There's nothing like it on the market currently, and I'm super excited to bring it to market. I think that consumers are going to be really, again, they're going to really love this product because it's different. Some of the trends in the industry are what really have inspired me to create products this year. One of those trends being multi-use products. So you're going to see a lot more of
Oh,
that coming your way from us. Not extensive steps, but still very much problem solution because everybody's skin is not the same. You can't do 1, 2, 3 with people. It doesn't work.
no.
Everybody's skin is different and our skincare needs change from day to day. So sometimes I might need more of this. Other times I might need to pulse off of that. So you're going to see skincare routines that are a little bit more condensed in the sense that one product can give you multiple benefits, which is what our products do. You're going to see protection of skin's microbiome, like our barrier function is still, not still, it's always been important, but much more focus on that. So you're going to see products coming out with that. But we're launching 4 new products. We're launching expansion as well. And so a lot of great stuff coming. I can't tell you exactly what's
Oh,
happening, but
I
but
think I
maybe,
might
but
know.
maybe we can actually, what we're gonna do? As soon as the first product launches, which I think it'll be perfect for you, we're gonna do another live
Yeah,
together.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
love that. I love
yeah.
that. I
I want
love
to do
that.
that with you. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
gonna
we
be
can talk
perfect for
to it.
you. Perfect
Oh,
for you
good,
and perfect for your audience. Perfect.
good.
Yeah.
Where can we find, or in all different countries, where can we find these books? I know in the UK we can get them on Boots and online and on Cult Beauty, are we?
Boots,
Sephora.
Sephora in the UK online. We're direct to consumer online in the UK as well, so you could buy it directly from Indie Labs in the UK. Here, I'm in the US right now. We are a Canadian brand, but I'm in the US right now. So here in the US, we're in Target, we're in Ulta online. We are expanding. I can't tell you again right now with who, but in a couple of months, we have a great new expansion coming in with what's another retail partner here in the United States. And so I believe we're on a bunch of online retailers as well, direct to consumer in the UK. But I would say the bigger ones in the UK are Boots, Sephora.com, and direct to consumer through our own website.
Perfect. Well,
Oh, and of
thank
course,
you.
Amazon.
Oh,
Sorry,
and
can't forget
Amazon.
about Amazon because people need to have that convenience, right? We're definitely on Amazon as well.
Yes, especially when you've got to get that pep to last when you run out, which I need to
Pactolage
do.
is doing so well right now. It has been voted by so many content creators their number one product. And I know that people were a little bit nervous about eyelash enhancing serums for a little while there because some of the actives in the market are harmful to you, but not
Mhm.
Indeed Labs, not the way we formulated our product. And it is clinically proven to work. So people just love the formula.
And I use it in my eyebrows as well as the lash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good to see you.
Oh, you too. I know. I know. I've been so looking forward to this catch up.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to see you again. I want to come to the UK. I want to come to London and visit. I'll hopefully be coming sooner than later. And definitely, like I said, when we launch this new product, this secret product that I'm talking about, I'm gonna do a live with you so we can announce it
I'm
together.
so excited. That's going to be
Yes.
amazing. Right. Well, I know you're super busy, so I won't keep you any
Thank you
longer.
so.
Thank you. I'll
Thank
send you a private
you.
email as well.
Okay.
All
And
right.
thank
Bye
you to
bye.
everybody who joined in. We didn't answer questions, but that's okay. I hope we got a lot of things
That's
covered.
all right. What I will do is we can answer them in our next video.
Yeah, sounds great. Okay,
All
bye.
right. So lovely to see
Thank you.
you.
So
Bye.
good to see you. Bye.